welcome back to Bayou City Geeks. I know Jason and I haven't been on in a few because it's the holidays. We're sorry. We're busy. But we got a really cool interview here with Daniel Blackbird, owner of Misfit Toys here in Houston. Daniel, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, as usual.
Good. All right, so you just opened up your second location over on Montrose,
Yes.
right after Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, I believe we signed at least the first week of November, and then I think we opened the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so we're in store number 1, the original.
That's correct.
When did this open?
This opened 3 years ago, June.
Okay.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember because I used to work for a gym that's located. I won't say their name, but
We won't give them free press.
no. But yeah, I used to work. Just kind of a little ways from here, and I used to see this place all the time. Like, oh, I got to go in. So while I was a quote unquote prospecting, trying to get new business, I came in. I was like, huh. And I came in with a girl who knows nothing about this stuff, and she was amazed. She was like, wow. She's like, Jason, you're into this stuff? I'm like, yeah. And she just, started looking around and all. And I'm just like, man, it fits so much in a small space.
I think that's the cleverness of what I do, or what we've accomplished here. Because I get now to go all over the United States, look at what other shops look like. And it's kind of an understood thing that comic book shops, toy shops, there's going to be a lot of old toys that have been sitting there 4 or 5 years. We don't have that problem here. We rotate our stock so often because we have so much in this space. We started with that little room in the front, which is only like 300 square feet, and we just filled it. Just filled it. And now it's one kind of big room, a smaller room, and then another showroom in the front. It's like 12,000. There's at least 12,000 toys in here.
Yeah, and I don't even remember the pops the last time I came. I mean, last time I was here was I want to say maybe 2017. I guess 2017 was like the last time I was here, and you got a wall of pops, and you got more Power Ranger toys than what I remember. I mean, you got all these Japanese Power Ranger things. So hey, if you're heavily into Power Rangers, Super Sentai, I mean, I suggest you come down here because I have not seen any store really here in the Houston area, with this amount of product.
Yeah, I think that's two of the things that I really push here are robots. I'm a robot guy. We run a Transformers club out of here called Moonbase One. I created it just to kind of have dialogue with other Transformer collectors, but it's really anything robots. We meet here maybe every 2 weeks, and it's just news about what's going on,
Really?
New toys. Hey, I'm having trouble transforming this toy, or hey, I found this toy at Walmart that everybody's looking for. But it's so cool because everybody comes here, and it's like everybody. I think I've wanted to always see this one thing to happen. I want to see two people, not necessarily two guys, but two people, girl, guy, two girls. They pull out their phones, and you see the digits change. You're like, oh. Yeah, that's my favorite series, and you see it happen. It's real special because you see people become friends. I've been really, really lucky that this love that I had as a little boy for Transformers turned into something so epic. Labor love.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, and you're not making a living off of it, huh?
Oh yeah. This is it.
It's here in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, I can remember the early Comic-Con culture here. Like when you're with a ballroom in a hotel.
Oh yeah.
And my very first con was 1992, and I remember I think the X-Men cartoon hadn't premiered yet, and I know that the excitement for it was building up.
Oh yeah.
And so I remember going and seeing I remember the hot comic at the time was Prince Comics. The singer Prince had his own line of comics.
Oh yeah.
And I remember my dad made it clear that he was not buying me anything, and I ended up buying. He ended up buying me like some GI Joe comics because I was heavily into GI Joe. They were showing them on mornings on the USA Cartoon Express. Remember that? Yeah. But
Cartoon Express. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, on the USA Network, and that rekindled my love for GI Joe and everything. And so hey, fast forward, I'm here. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see it, here in my hometown instead of California, which they promote endlessly. And hey, we appreciate all that you do.
Yeah, for this city, I guess before we opened this shop, myself as a just avid collector, man, I have a problem. I will literally go like this. Money will just drop. I kind of was finding a it was a little hard to find selection.
Yeah.
Selection was the number one problem I had, not only in Houston, because there's some great stores here, but like everywhere. I'm like, oh, look, 4 Transformers or 2 Power Rangers. I'm like, no. If I ever have my own store, I'm going to do this right. And at one time, we counted once only, we had 2,500 robots in here. And they constantly go out and they constantly come back in.
Well, you have a quick turnaround, because I remember I've sold stuff here before, and they're like, I want to kind of go back and get it like a week later.
Yeah.
Like, they're gone. It's a great turnaround. What is, out of everything here, and we'll go this store and Montrose, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite figure that you have that you're like, kind of don't want to sell, but you're like...
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few, but actually something modern that just came in.
Yeah.
And I love modern stuff like vintage, but the NECA Predator diorama of the... it's like his workspace or the throne room.
Ooh.
It looks like where the Predator goes to shine his skulls. Well, I got one. It's right over there. And
Yeah, I looked at it.
It's sick, man, because once I held it in my hand, I realized this isn't plastic. This is like ceramic.
Really?
And it's well painted, and there's about 10 or 15 different skulls on there. But before that, just a few days ago, we got in Mazinger Z, Raideen, Dragon, and the Shogun Warriors Godzilla. Those big...
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Those are all, I think, at Montrose. If I had to say a favorite at Montrose, is Godzilla, and here is the...
I did
diorama playset. Those are just... But then this morning, I got an Ewok playset that was complete. So that's pretty sick. So every day, it's like... Literally, I'm like, oh, man, I get to work on a toy store today.
Yeah, well, with the internet now,
Yeah.
you collectors, can now be connected to one another. So, like, the thing is, it's not like it was, where you had to literally travel. Now, it's like, you see something on the internet, hey, you know what, how much do you want for that? Okay, if it's reasonable, you just ship it to them.
Oh, yeah.
Not even that, but you've got, I'm in a few Facebook pages where it's like, oh, you're there? Hey, can you get that for me? I'll PayPal you right now. And it's like, yeah, I got it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a woman this morning reach out to us from, Liberty Bell. What's
Philly?
Philly?
Yes. She's like, hey, I'm looking for Misfit Toys. I mean, are you talking about the cartoon Misfit Toys? She goes, yeah, the cartoon. We got a bunch of that stuff. So we made a deal, and she PayPal'd me some money, so it's going out in the mail tomorrow.
Nice.
And I was like, there's nothing like that in Philly. She's like, oh, God, no, there's nothing like that here. I was like, oh, because we named this shop with the double entendre of the Misfits of the band, because I love the Misfits and
I did
the island of Misfit Toys. Yeah, I've met them a bunch of times. They're very quiet but awesome guys.
Oh, yeah, and Glenn Danzig would love this, because when I met him back in 2008, he was, I think he was selling like some comic books.
His Dark Horse stuff.
Yeah, and he was selling that, and I get to talk to him for a little bit, and my friend Joe was like jealous up until he met him here for a show in October.
Yeah, I met Doyle this summer at a horror movie convention. He's the bass player, and this guy's very quiet. They're very, very stoic. And I said, hey man, listen, we kind of named our shop after you guys, so whenever you come to Houston, 10% off anything you want. He kind of was like, what? I was like, no, I'm just kidding, man. You could probably just have whatever you want. If you were to ever step into my store, I'd be like, Coheed and Cambria was here not too long ago.
I saw that.
And that was like one of those epic days for me, because I recognized them instantly. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And they invited me to see their show, hang out backstage with them. It was a blast. They were into vintage Thundercats and vintage He-Man. So
wow.
That makes sense.
He, the lead singer was at Comic-Con, I want to say back in 2009.
Oh, wow.
And I recognized him. I was like, that guy's, he's famous. He's like, yeah, I'm the lead singer for Coheed and Cambria. I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't take a picture with him. I was like, hey,
They put on a badass show. I saw them at ACL. They put on a badass
I
show.
was a little embarrassed that I didn't know every single lyric to the songs, because their crowds, like everybody around me was singing in unison. I was like,
move my mouth.
okay.
Just
this is
fist bump.
awesome.
Yeah, but no, I do like them. I'm trying to think. I keep looking around because there's something I always see, like a little something new every time. Well, okay, you know what? So I know that you, when I was at the holiday party, I know that you said you kind of want to be like the Bedrock of Houston and expand, because Bedrock has what, I think. They've got Richard has what, seven, six.
They had an outlet store on I-10, and I think I don't know if they're gonna buy there was another comic book store that was on I-10. I think they might have closed down.
Pop Culture?
Yeah, I think so. Well, Pop Culture, yeah, because I went in that store one time, and they had a nice little space, but I don't know if they're operational anymore because I didn't see the sign or anybody there. But
I know Richard like wants to like be like to where you can pretty much like because there aren't many comic book shops anymore. Really, that's easy to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, with comic books these days, they're not like it was when we were kids, where you can go in a drugstore and pull one off the spinner racks.
Yeah.
And Walden and shopping malls are dropping. Walden books. Hanging on by a thread. So.
But like I know that you said you want to be like the Bedrock and have like Misfit Toys. So if you could, like Montrose takes off, where would your next location? Where would you want to be the next location?
Oh, we're certainly have our eyes set to Cyprus.
Okay.
I was out there with the shop for about 3 years at the flea market, Traders Village.
Yeah.
And we've actually been working. That's where we got our start. 7-8 years ago, we would go out there every weekend when the Volkswagen Golf. And with 2 tables, and we would just sell toys. But we were the first people to start a Facebook page for our little shop,
right.
Do layaway, all of that. We carried, I think, that sense of like it was really cool because people would notice we would remember their names and their kids' names and what are they up to.
And that's important.
And that all carried into this. But the number one thing that we push here is like this really. Like intense, what I would call intense customer service, because I worked at a Sharper Image for 8 years, something like that, and I took tutelage under one of the most amazing managers. He had worked for them for 25 years, and we both worked until the day the doors closed. And he would always just tell me, "Hey man, don't worry about those big sales. Big sales are coming. What you want people is to just keep coming back.
Yeah,
treat them like imagine when you walk in somewhere and they acknowledge you and they say, "Hey Daniel, how you been? How's your wife? How's your kid?" I was like, "Oh wow, it's nice." My wife isn't too happy about it, but we vacationed every year for the last 6-7 years with our customers, not necessarily our own family, because these people are like our family. The people that work here were all customers at one time. Now they're all employees. It's really really amazing.
Well, and during the holiday party, you premiered the toys at.
Toys That Made Us.
Toys That Made Us season 3 now?
Yes.
Yeah, with the turtles. What is it about like both? Because the cool thing is like now that when we were kids, now we're growing up, we actually have like jobs. We can actually buy this stuff. But what is it that kind of brings people just back? In your opinion, like keeps bringing them back to like even new stuff like the Marvel Legends or Dragon Ball Z. Like there's something new. What is it about action figures that brings collectors here, or just together in general?
What I see more than anything is, although they're action figures and they're posable, and I visit a lot of people and I see their homes and the way they display stuff, it is really this instant, it's like almost like you're cheating time. You like instantly are transported back to 1985, 84, or 92, 94, depends on who you are, because these kids now, they're into Power Rangers, they're adults now, when they see these toys, just like I get like flooded with memories of those childhood friends and the things, the swaps, in Toy Story, that little boy would create these really elaborate stories. Then you see it's just cardboard boxes.
Yeah,
that was me. We would do all of that with like dirt in the backyard, dig little graves for the GI Joes, the whole thing. And then not only that, there's just nothing. There's nothing as real as. Like you're looking at them, you're like, they're right here. I own one, especially if it's something rare like that Godzilla or a Voltron, like the metal Voltron,
I still have.
I've got some of mine, but that Brave Star you have at the Montrose area. I'm the one that's wanting the.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
I want that Marshall.
I went out to Victoria to get that collection, and it was just sitting right there, unpunched card, and I was like, oh my god.
You're like, yeah,
maintain my poker face because this guy's gonna be like, you know what? I think I want more money. But he just saw how it was such a nice connect. The guy was so concerned. He was like, just make sure they go to a good home. I'm like, what? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to take these, I always tell people for the next 20, 25 years, they'll take care of them. And then their kids are going to take care of them. And these toys are not going to, they're not going to be banged up or whatever.
I told Jason that I want that Brave Star really badly. As soon as
we do layaway.
No, I'm gonna do that. I want to get a CGC and put it in hard plastic because I don't. It's amazing. It's an amazing condition. So yeah, that thing's putting in hard plastic.
Will you have any Baby Yoda pops? or any kind of merchandise.
I'm sure. We're looking everywhere to see if I don't think they can crack it up by Christmas.
GameStop.
They have some.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm doing part time over there, so we'll talk afterwards. But
Please.
yeah, I mean we're taking
had a lot
pre-orders.
of-
GameStop is taking pre-orders.
Okay, cool. Because I think that's another big step our company's doing is that 90% of the product that comes in the store are from private collectors. Sometimes, you get somebody with a box of junk, but most of the times people are like, hey, I'm in a bind, I'm in a pinch, I need to sell some toys, or they're buying a home, or girlfriend moved in. The 4 rooms need to be cut down to 3 rooms, but most of this stuff is so well taken care of
Well,
that
sometimes Nick Cage may come in and say, "Hey, I got Action Comics #1."
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, we got Deadpool #1 the other day, but the guy knew exactly what it was. He wanted a lot of money for it. So I'm like, that's all right, you can keep it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those things where, we every day that we're open, even yesterday when I was closed, I took in like maybe 150 toys.
Oof.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'll get up, I'll go to work. But it's cool because I'm like, I want to see it. I'm just so
See,
excited.
you're not stuck in an office, all day. You're not, just some mindless, drone. I mean,
I know.
You get to do you get to do what you love.
It's awesome. I mean, I worked in oil before this, and
That's what
I
I'm doing.
I
I
did too.
literally was selling my soul for money, and I didn't live at home, but I see these giant checks, and it'd be like, okay, this I don't like what I'm doing, and part of the oil business, you get laid off a lot for a few months at a time.
That was me.
Yeah, and I took that time, and I really said, you know what? We don't have like a toy store with a lot of loose toys. That's my jam. I love loose toys, and I fill this place with my collection. That tiny little room that's with 90% of that were my toys, and right away the first day I knew we were onto something because I had a G1 1986 Predator King, and this guy named Mark Wyatt, who we're real good friends now. He's like, "How much is that Predator King?" It's like. And I was nervous. I'm like, it's 300. He's like, I'll take it. I was like, whoa,
You guys got some money.
And I was like, yeah, this is great because people know. It's like, look, I'm not gonna hope that I'll get the one I want on eBay that don't have loose joints or missing parts. It'll get damaged or stolen or lost. They're holding them in their hand and they can inspect them and we can haggle. And all that works out here. But it's just great.
What's the weirdest customer that you've ever dealt with?
Oh God! You mean today or?
Well, hey, any day.
Well, not to speak ill of anybody that's ever come in here, but we had a full store here, and people know that after hours we like to hang out. Everybody, we turn up the alternative rock and hang out. And this guy came in, and he kind of looked like Big Thor, like from the Endgame. He was a big guy, except he had a black trench coat on, and. I was like, well, we'll keep an eye on him. And the guy started just like screaming to himself and asking me, if I could read his mind, if he could read my mind, and this and that. And I was like, oh boy. And the customer's getting nervous. I said, hey, listen, man. I said, I think since you can read my mind, I can read yours. 2 blocks from here, they're giving away some free action figures from the Power Rangers movie. Man, I swear, I just got a big bag of them. Where? I was like, you should know you can read my mind. And he's like, yes, I can. And he like ran out the door, and then we went click, locked that door, and to this day, I was like, whoo. But as far as, we appreciate the Misfits. We appreciate the people that come in here and, I have a better one. I once had the Imperial Shuttle, that beautiful, beautiful ship.
Oh,
in fact, it's one over there.
Right.
And it's got a cockpit seating, and then there's seating in the back where Darth Vader sits. Well, just for fun and the figures wouldn't get lost, I put the driver, the pilot, and I put in a Darth Vader figure, and I threw him in for free. When I had this guy come in and goes, excuse me, sir, and I was like, caught me off guard, and he's like, I just want to let you know that there would never be a day where Darth Vader would ride in front in the Imperial Shuttle under any circumstance. And I said, yeah, okay, are you sure about that? Because I think in part 3, him, Luke, a couple of people are hanging out in that ship as well as 2 pilots. There's a very good chance that he might have wanted to ride up in front because he's a master pilot. Remember, he's Anakin Skywalker. I think maybe he might have even been like, let me take the stick. Yeah. And he said, no, that would never have happened. And he like stormed out of here. And we never saw him again.
Wow.
It just shows you how serious people take
that is true.
and their love for this culture and this, this brotherhood of just collecting and knowing the movies. I love it, man. I just love to talk shop to people, and I always apologize when it's a new customer. Hey, go ahead, shop. We're talking
Right.
or whatever. Cool shirt, cool shoes, whatever. That always sparks a nice conversation. It's like, oh well, this guy likes Batman. Now we got something to rap about.
True. Also, it's cold. So yeah. Finally.
Ugly sweater, huh?
No, it's not ugly. Daniel, hey, listen, man. Thank you so much. Why don't you give the locations, Doug?
Oh, sure. Heights location is 1802 Yale. That's 77008. The new location is on Montrose Boulevard, which is 2402 Montrose. We're open. The hours are exactly the same, 10 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday, and on Sunday we close early and open late, 11 to 5. But as of right now, we just announced that we're doing New Year's at the Montrose location.
Nice.
So we'll be open. New Year's probably from like 6 to like 1 in the morning over there. Just a nice little thank you to Houston for supporting us and taking care of us all these years.
And also, of course, social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Misfit Toys Texas.
There we go. Hey, Daniel, thanks so much, man.
Thank you, guys. This was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Peace out.